Hello and welcome to the Monsters, Myths, and Mayhem podcast. This is episode 61, but we're counting it as episode 60.
No, we told them last week that they were supposed to pretend we went back in time. Okay?
Time travel.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Respect.
We just got in a DeLorean that randomly pulled up and went to the future, then back to the past. Well, I'm Silver, and our co-host.
Chaotic.
And we do have a special guest on this episode. Would you like to introduce yourself?
I'm LovelaceZombie. You can call me LLZ or Brittany.
Okay.
Can I say hi? Say hi.
Hi.
The little tiny hi.
Hi, Tiny Chaotic.
He's the VTuber right now. So all the faces you're seeing are him.
Well, in case anybody's wondering what topic we're doing today, we are doing the Jersey Devil, also sometimes referred to as the Leeds Devil. Do you have any information for us, LLZ, about the Jersey Devil? Or
Yeah, I mean, I'm from here. I'm from Jersey. I don't live near the Prime Barrens, but when we were kids, like I was a Girl Scout for a while. I know that's shocking. We used to go to like this camp that was like 30 minutes away from there around Halloween and stuff. They'd always tell us the urban legend around it. You'd always hear creepy stuff going on in the woods. Like it's just a scary spot in general. Living in Jersey though, we've definitely been like raised to like understand like it's more of a goat head, hooves, bat wings, and red eyes. Like that's how we were taught what it is. Being the 13th child, everyone kind of ran with it, 13 being a bad number. And yeah, no, it's a short story, but I think it's really cool. And I think it's awesome that like me living in Jersey, it's nice to know like we have like that kind of urban legend that's circulated so far. I think that's cool.
yeah, that's definitely a cool story. I seen that Jersey is the only state that actually has a state demon.
We did it.
Yeah. I think all the states should adopt that. They pick their own state demon.
Everyone should have one.
The Jersey Devil happened to be the state demon. I guess that's in the name. Chaotic.
Yeah. If you're about to ask me if I know anything, it's a no for me.
Yeah,
I
that was
don't
the
know
question.
shit. I'm excited to learn.
Like you said, LOZ, it's the Jersey Devil is the 13th born of the Leeds family. The names of his parents, I believe from what I've seen, is Deborah and Japhet. Not Jessup. Japhet. I'm probably mispronouncing that. Leeds.
What a jump.
That's the name.
It was so different. You went from a J name to a J name, both in which I did not understand.
The Jersey Devil was born back in not 19. It's a couple years early. 1735.
A couple years early, sir. That was a couple centuries early. What do you mean?
Just a couple years. It's fine.
Yeah, just what's the difference between 2 and 200 years in the span of the age of the world? Did you know the tale of how the devil was born?
I know the mom was really upset that she was going to have her 13th child, and she was legit panicking about it. And he came out relatively normal, but then something started shifting in the baby, and it was kind of nuts.
Yes, one of the stories I heard. Another story I heard was that I seen on a site and heard on a couple other shows was that Mrs. Leeds was sick of her drunkard husband. She vowed that this 13th child would be the devil, and it became the devil. Another one that people sometimes say is that
Why would you do that to yourself? I'm sorry. I just need to understand why she declared that.
Yeah, I don't think I'd want that.
I mean, you've already had 12. You're really going to look at this last kid and be like, you know what? Satan. Like, what?
Well, it's funny. So from that story, that just reminded me of something I read earlier because I tried to refresh myself. A lot of people actually thought she was a witch. That's one of the urban legends around her is she was a witch, and that's why that happened because she literally manifested Satan to come out of her. So a lot of people are like, "Oh, she's obviously a witch. Like this is a problem." I don't think anything came of it though. I don't think anything happened to her like that.
Wild.
some of the stories also say that when the child is born, and after it morphs into the Jersey Devil, it goes ahead and just kills everybody inside the house, the midwives, the mother, the 12 siblings, the father. And some people say it just changes and flies up the chimney.
I don't know. That's nutty. It's just like a weird thing to think about, but it's like, like it's interesting.
Yeah. Another possible conception of the Jersey Devil is the Satan being the first mailman. As
I'm sorry. You did not just make the mailman joke.
The mailman is the devil.
This is clearly the mailman's child, not the husband's.
Yeah.
Oh my
We're having
God.
a milkman moment.
What a majestic time to be alive.
Satan just shows up and he's got the milkman outfit.
This is my dad.
You're not my dad.
After the devil escapes, he then runs into the woods and lives in the pine barrow, where he then proceeds to just kind of terrorize the people. But he never actually, from everything I've seen, the Jersey Devil never actually hurts people.
No, I think it's mostly like messing with livestock and stuff like that. And like there's sightings, but there's never anything like, I don't know. There's never anything like conclusive that like he's here, which is weird. Because there's all these accounts and everything, but there's no like actual like pictures. Like there's just drawings, more or less.
There was one picture supposedly in 2015, but it looks like a poorly photoshopped goat with wings that was supposedly taken. It was very blurry from what I've seen.
It always is. Same with the pictures of the Loch Ness monster. They're always so fuzzy, and you're like, "What is that? What am I staring at?"
I got a couple sightings here, if you guys would like to hear them.
Absolutely.
When you think of France, who do you think of as the leader? Chaotic.
The leader of France?
Yeah, back in the olden times.
Homie, you're asking the wrong person. I'm going to be real honest with you.
You took French.
I know how to speak French. It doesn't mean I know shit about their politics, okay? Are we talking like some, is the 1700s?
Yeah.
And we're talking like
it'd probably be like the 1800s.
Like their prime minister?
Probably ruler, because he was real short. Usually he's pictured with one arm in his
Are we talking about Napoleon
armpit.
right now?
Yes.
Oh my God, not Napoleon. It's never going to go well when we hear you talk about Napoleon. Okay.
His brother lived in Jersey. His older brother. So his name was Joseph. Okay, phone.
Joseph and Napoleon. Okay.
Yeah.
I can see who the parents liked more.
Which one are we willing to let get bullied? Let's let the one that's already short and gonna get bullied get more bullied.
This one looks like he's gonna be like 4'11". We got this shit. Hold on, honey.
Yeah, he came out like perfectly normal baby, and the mom was like, you know what? I just feel like this one's not gonna be normal sized, so let's go ahead and just
Let's give you a long name for your small stature.
correct. Jesus.
Yeah, so Joseph Bonaparte, the older brother of Napoleon Bonaparte, he lived in New Jersey back in 1820. And he was a very, I don't know if you'd call well liked, but he was rich. And I guess at the time, Joseph had the largest library in New Jersey and the US. So he was well connected with some of the more nobles of the time. He went hunting in the Pine Barren and he came across the Jersey Devil.
Nice.
He wrote about it in a couple of his journals from what I've seen. So he was one of the accountants of finding him. I'm not sure if he actually took a shot at him or he just ran away. Another sighting of him was from a Commodore, which is a naval officer. He was going and inspecting his cannonball production there in Jersey, where they spotted the Jersey Devil flying across, and they proceeded to fire cannons at it.
Nice.
Sounds like a great solution.
And they did hit him, but the Jersey Devil did not feel a thing. It kind of just shrugged off the cannonball.
Strong little gentleman.
That was at Hanover Millworks. That's where the cannonballs were being made. Then there is a real famous string of sightings in 1909 for about a week straight, from January 16th through the 23rd. There is accounts of the Jersey Devil attacking a trolley car, frightening all the passengers. Then he also attacked a, what's the name for that thing? It's like a frat, but for snooty people. Social club.
Oh, there you go.
He attacked a social club, and then a couple policemen also seen him and fired upon him, not killing him either. But I guess weapons back in 1909 probably weren't really the best compared to a cannonball. So
It's fair.
with all these sightings, the newspaper started to cover it more and more. Then more people started seeing him more. Even the Philadelphia Zoo got in on it and offered a $10,000 reward for the capture of the Jersey Devil.
I'm sure everyone was really honest about their catches.
There was actually a couple people who tried to turn in kangaroos as the Jersey Devil to the zoo. I'm not sure where in Jersey they got kangaroos. Do you got wild kangaroos down there?
We have pissed off deer, but that's about it. Definitely not kangaroos.
They even canceled school for an entire week due to the sightings.
Sorry, sweetie, you can't go to math class today. The Jersey Devil's outside.
It's just an inconvenient time right now. Okay.
You get to stay home. It's okay.
You can't go out and play in the woods. You just gotta stay here in the house.
Those woods are scary too, though, because it's miles on miles of just wooded area. Like, you'll be lost. That's Pine Barrens was actually made famous with the Sopranos, because during the Sopranos, two of the characters get lost there. I don't know if you guys watch that show. But that was one of the series that like kind of gave it more attention. So people started actually exploring there and getting lost. So in present day, people are saying like, I'm hearing stuff. It's like, I think you were just outside for a really long time and now you're just hearing things. But at the same time, like I like to believe in stuff like this. So it's like, okay, but maybe it was, and that would be spooky.
Right.
I heard the Pine Barrens is also home to multiple different cryptids. Like there's a, it's the one I remember now is the ghost of Captain Kidd. He was a pirate that went through New Jersey and buried his treasure in the Pine Barrens and supposedly haunts it.
Oh, that's cool.
And I forget where I was going with that. Yeah. I guess back to the sightings. There was another group of people that is stated they found a cave in the Pine Barrens, and they somehow came up with another kangaroo, and they stapled large fake bat wings to its back, and they were taking people on tours inside this cave to see the Jersey Devil until somebody finally brought a flashlight or a lantern with them to and seeing it wasn't actually the Jersey Devil, and then they got caught.
What? People are actually, that's actually crazy.
People do anything to try and make quick money off something.
That's valid.
Let's see. Would you like to know kind of some of the possible stories about what the Jersey Devil actually is or how he came to be?
Yes.
So there's a couple things they say he could be. They say he could actually be just a wild kangaroo that was running around New Jersey, and another, which is very not plausible, I wouldn't think, but there seems to be a lot of kangaroo sightings in.
They're just fucking hoarding kangaroos.
Apparently, I
They're
don't
just-
know about the Kangaroo Coalition in South Jersey. My bad, guys. I had no idea. I had no idea I had to be aware of kangaroos beating
LLZ's
my
out
ass.
of the loop.
Yeah, I didn't get brought into the Kangaroo Club. Sorry, guys. I don't have that information.
It's
for
like
you.
Fight Club. They're not allowed to talk about it. You just
Yeah,
stumble
literally.
across it someday.
You just get kicked in the face by a kangaroo. All right, cool, you're in. Let's go.
Here's your
Come on, Fred.
initiation. Get fucked.
It's fine. Your jaw will heal later. Come on, we got shit to do.
Another animal that it could possibly be, they say, is a hammerhead bat. Have you guys ever seen one of those?
I have not. Please inform me.
I didn't know what that.
I'll post it in the
thing.
Discord real quick. It is a bat from Africa, which I don't see how it survived Jersey's climate. Here is a picture of a hammerhead bat.
Ugh.
So it does
Oh,
kind of
that's
got
a fucking.
the.
That's I've solved the mystery. That's it. That right. That's
Yeah.
it. Right
I
there.
can see why that would be called the Jersey Devil, though. It's oddly shaped, and it throws you off because it has like a horse's face almost.
Yeah, it's got that long face. It's got the leathery wings. The male's wingspan can get up to 3 feet.
Nope. Not a fan of that.
It's got the red eyes.
It just needs hooves, and it's good.
Yeah, and the longer legs. And speaking of longer legs, speaking of longer legs, it could have been also a sandhill crane, kind of like the Mothman was.
There's nothing you can tell me other than the fact that it's this damn bat. That is the most disturbing animal I've ever seen in my entire life. And I've seen an otter. So like
Okay, wow, it's truly fucked up to otters.
otters, I'm messed up. I can never look at an otter the same now.
I love otters, and I know they're horrible. It's fine. I know everything. It's awful.
They're
but
terrible.
They're so cute.
Their cuteness does not make up for their sins.
They're kind of cute, though.
Yeah, but I would jaw deck an otter. You know what I mean? Like
You come near me, you're getting kicked in the teeth.
you even look at me sideways and I'm just gonna wind up, my guy.
I'm convinced. Yeah, no, I'm with Chaotic on the bat thing.
That thing's terrifying. The crane, I would pet that thing. That bat, absolutely. Those live there?
No. Okay, so like we
I
have
was
like
LLZ, are
normal
you
bats.
living with these things?
No, I don't live with horse face bat. We have like normal bats. Like when we were kids, if we were out late, like if you were out past 10 o'clock, we'd go walking down the street like during the summertime and you'd hear bats. And my friend actually got a bat in her hair before, but it wasn't that. It was funny. I mean, I laughed. She cried.
I laughed. She cried.
But it wasn't that kind of bat.
Another possible reasoning for the Jersey Devil is because of Benjamin Franklin. So the Jersey Devil's grandpa, Daniel Leeds, was a writer. He wrote the Leeds Almanac, which is kind of like the Farmer's Almanac. But there's other almanac publishing companies back in the day. Well, Leeds was kind of an anti-Quaker almanac. As he was a Quaker, then he quit being a Quaker. And then all the Quakers didn't like his almanac because it had astrology in it. And he was accused of being too pagan because he used the astrology and used Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday as the days instead of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Because from what I've seen, the Quakers, I don't know much about Quakerism, about being a Quaker, but they said that they didn't use the Monday, the regular day names because it was too close to being paganism. He started posting all this stuff in his almanac, and well, Benjamin Franklin seen the almanac, and he's like, "Oh, if the astrology is so good," and then Benjamin Franklin used it to predict one of Daniel's sons who took over the almanac, Titan Leeds. Titan Leeds took over the almanac from Daniel. Then Benjamin Franklin predicted Titan's death. Well, they were going back and forth in their almanac postings. Then the day that Titan was supposed to die, Benjamin Franklin posted, "It worked. Titan's dead on this day. Astrology's real." Titan's next posting in his almanac was, "I am not dead. I am posting right now." Or I'm writing this right now. As you can see, I'm still alive. Benjamin Franklin keeps going and says, Titan is writing us from beyond. He's a ghost of Titan.
Naturally, he did that.
It was like an internet fight over an almanac.
Over an
Postings.
almanac.
Very mature adults.
Clearly.
So Franklin just kept mocking him so much. Eventually, the almanac went out of business. But before that, Titan posted the Leeds family crest on the almanac. And the Leeds family crest is a wyvern. And like most wyverns, it had long legs, shorter arms, bat-like wings, and the larger head of a dragon. Most people didn't know this, so the Quakers, also not liking the Leeds, started calling Titan and the whole Leeds family that they were harbingers of the devil, which then kind of rolls into how the Leeds family got wrapped into the bringer of the Jersey Devil, possibly.
That would make sense. If their crest is already that, they could have created this by the mom manifesting it.
Yeah. Well, that's kind of all the information I had. Do you have anything to add, LLZ?
I mean, there's not honestly like with the Jersey Devil, like I think that people are able to run with it as much as they can because it is such a short and limited story. There's only so much like that you can tell. And honestly, I learned from you. So if that says anything, it's a very short story. It's nice to spook kids around Halloween about it. Um, like when we did, like I said, whenever we went to the campgrounds and when I was a Girl Scout, it always circled back to the Jersey Devil doing X, Y, and Z. And it was always spooky. So it's like a scary story, but it's also like, I don't know, like you said, having a state demon's kind of cool.
Yeah. I guess if Ohio was to have a state demon, they'd probably make it the Frogman.
I'm sorry, the what?
The Loveland Frogman.
I wish I knew what you were talking about.
Same.
It's a man frog that lives down in Loveland, Ohio.
Does it actually live down there?
Supposedly.
Is it
There's been a
real?
lot
Like
of-
there's real accounts of this frogman?
Yeah. I think that's actually Ohio's cryptid, usually that people associate with Ohio.
I'm surprised it's not Bigfoot, as many Bigfoots as we have everywhere.
Mm-hmm.
True. We do host a convention here.
Dedicated to the Frogman. Fair. We have events that are centered around the Jersey Devil and stuff like that. We have stuff like that. Like they do like the haunted hay rides and stuff like that.
Do people dress up as the Jersey Devil?
Yeah, at those conventions, they'll get on stilts and they'll walk around. It's spooky. It's just like I don't know. That's how I recognize it. It's just a spooky tale, and I think it's really cool. I'm not going in the Pine Barrens.
you
Zero
want to go
interest.
hiking alone?
No, I'm good.
Would you like to know some media that the Jersey Devil's in?
Sure.
From what I've seen, there is some books retelling all this information about the Jersey Devil, actually called the Jersey Devil. There's podcast episodes. When I was doing my research, I listened to some other podcasts to see what they found and kind of just gather info that way. And there is like over 50 different podcast episodes just about the Jersey Devil. There is also 2 horror movies called The Jersey Devil. There's one from 2005 and another from 2014. And there's one just called The Pine Barrens or The Barrens. It's another 2012 horror movie. And of course, New Jersey's state hockey team.
Yep.
It's called
The
the.
Devils.
Yep. And one I wasn't expecting is Scooby Doo. There was in the Scooby Doo comic book series made by DC. There is a story of this lady trained her monkey to dress up as the Jersey Devil and go around scaring people just so that she could uh, talk to her father about his business. Don't know if the monkey actually flew, which should be a whole other type of training. That's all the media I kind of know of the Jersey Devil being in. I guess we'll move on to Mayhem. Are you ready for Mayhem, Chaotic?
I like that it was featured in Scooby Doo, though. I think that's pretty great. And I love that DC did it for obvious reasons.
If the Jersey Devil starts showing up more and more today with actual sightings and be it in person, how much mayhem do you think it would cause?
No. I think I'm more or less on the fence about it causing any or going full blown, because any of the sightings or anything like that, there's no deaths attached to it. It doesn't attack anybody. But I guess like the constant like, oh my god, we might die. Like, yeah, that could be an issue.
Yeah. Well, there's some deaths. Just cattle. I'm
Yeah.
sure Mrs. Johnson's cow Betty would disagree. I think it'd be more like a wild animal, as in maybe like a bobcat, maybe in the woods where it just go after easy prey and not really mess with humans. Do you think there would be more than one of them? Would there be a family group of them? Because I'm not sure if they would survive the whole 300 years.
Yeah, and that's kind of where it's like, okay, but does it actually exist? Like, has it survived like everything that's happened since then? Like, that's crazy to think about.
Yeah, all the winters and the droughts and
Listen. If we're talking about something like an actual devil demon, you know, that like killed his family and like has been existing since then, I don't think he'd be around. And even if he was like a singular entity, I don't think he'd be like as big of a worry nowadays.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people are like spiritually aware. However, if we're talking a group of them motherfucking bats, we got a problem just because if they show up, I got to square up. Them things are uglier than sin for no fucking reason.
Bringing a bat.
Yeah.
Like an actual bat.
Yep. I'm whipping out a Steve Harrington bat.
Yep.
That is, we're not fucking around with that. So I guess it would just depend on which lore we go with.
Yeah,
but
depending on what it is.
And I think like ultimately, it really isn't going to be like a problem. Like I think we could handle it. I think it's manageable.
yeah, I think it's probably gonna be capturable. I don't think it'll be killable.
Well, if it's not killable and we capture it, we just need to put it in like the 17th layer of nowhere. So
yeah, just put it in a cement building with food.
There has been one explanation that I've seen from a lot of different cryptids is that the Jersey Devil can travel through dimensions. He dimension hops. That's why he survived so long and the sightings are so rare.
Okay, I can accept that. I can accept that part.
They say all cryptids are dimension hoppers. Bigfoot diving into cryptozoology is kind of a little bit
Oh, you'll be in there all day. That's a whole rabbit hole and a half.
Do you think the Jersey Devil retained any human intelligence?
I mean, I think that if it's been around as long as it has been, I think it would have to have had picked something up. At least like witnessing human behavior, like you're gonna learn.
Do you think it'd have enough to try and steal a trench coat and a large hat to hide in town?
No. That I'm not sure of. Just by observing human behavior, I don't think so. Unless it's watching movies, then we don't know about it.
It's secretly at trailer parks, just peering in the windows with its large horse goat head.
Yeah, that.
Yeah, I think he'd be just I think the Jersey Devil would just be a okay guy running around, not really causing too much mayhem. I think the people going after him would cause the most mayhem.
They're causing more problems than he
Yeah.
probably ever did, minus the cows and livestock that I caught.
Yeah. And there, we got plenty of livestock nowadays with the larger farms.
Yeah.
Any more mayhem to add, Chaotic?
I don't think so. Just the basic, the very, very chaotic, appropriate answer of I'm gonna square up. So, that's truly about it, mayhem wise. I stand by the fact that I don't think they'd be like a huge menacing situation to deal with.
Guess that is going to be it. I guess we'll thank our patrons real quick. Thank you, Nuggies, Loki, Ruby, Mage, and Mondi. And a big special thank you to our guest today, Lovelace Zombies.
Thank you guys for having me. It was fun.
Yeah, it was fun to have you on.
As long as you enjoy it, that's what matters.
Oh, absolutely. I love talking about stuff like this. And I love chaotic, so and it's nice to meet you, Silver.
Nice to meet you. I'll have to catch some of your streams.
Thank you.
LLZ's vibes are very similar, so
I'm
you'll like it.
obnoxious.
Would you like to do a little bit of self promotion?
No, I'm sorry. He phrased that wrong. Self promote yourself, please. There's no
Yes.
option here.
My name is Brittany. I'm Lovely Zombie. I'm a variety streamer who plays way too much DVD. I'm a full-time content creator because I have cyclic vomiting syndrome, so unfortunately I can't do normal work. I stream Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. and we like to raise money. We do dad jokes. We do stupid shit. I probably die more times than I'd like to admit in Dead by Daylight. And yeah. I'm also a horror dork, if you couldn't tell.
Well, everybody go check out Lovelace Zombie.
Immediately. Thank you.
Thank you for having me. And make sure you guys check them out too. God.
Chaotic.
Yeah.
Do you have any announcements?
Yeah, we're taking signups for the KBD 1v1 coming up at the end of August. So if you have not signed up for that, it is all over Chaotic's page and the Chaos by Daylight Twitter page, as well as Anomalies page. If you guys like to run in DBD and you like to loot killers and you'd like to put that to the test, we are hosting our semi-annual charity stream for Stack Up, which is a mental health charity for veterans and just civilians as well. They do have civilian outreach as well, but we have decided to raise money with them this semi-annual tournament, and we're gonna have a lot of fun doing it. So go sign up and do the thing.
That's awesome.
Well then, Chaotic.
Yes, please hold. Let me tell everybody to shut the fuck up. Thank you for listening to the Monsters, Myths, and Mayhem podcast. Silver and Kaotic take you into the depth of the lore and discuss how these legends could affect modern day society. You can find us on Apple Podcasts,
Peanut butter.
Spotify. First of all, can I never just get through this? Is this just not loud? Anyways. Thank you for listening to Monsters, Myths, and Mayhem and the Peanut Butter Podcast. Silver and Chaotic take you into the depth of the lore and discuss how these legends could affect modern day society. You can find us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, iHeartRadio, or almost any podcast service easiest to you. Dive into the depths of chaos with us every Wednesday, bar Silver and Chaotic not missing their scheduling, and consider joining the podcast Discord or Twitter, following even more insider looks and even some D&D sessions. If you'd like some extra special inside looks or even want to be a guest on the show, consider helping us via Patreon. Your help makes such a big difference to us both. Until next time, Mythics, you never know what kind of mayhem we might get into.
Peace.
Peace.